Hello YouTube world, this is Marco G here on Motorcycle Tips and Trips. And I'm back here again, and this time I'm putting another accessory on this bike, which I feel is very important, and this is called Vsysto. This is a cam that you permanently put on your motorcycle. There's a camera up front and a camera in the rear, and this way as soon as you turn your motorcycle, it starts recording. Also, you could, if you wreck or something, it's on camera from the front and back. So if someone hits you in the rear and takes off, you have it on camera. So follow me and I'll show you how this is done. Okay, here we are with the Vsysto motorcycle DVR. We're going to open this up so you can see what came in there. Already open it so you know what the wirings and all that in there. And if you wonder what this gray thing, this is a husband saver, because if I don't have this and scratch this glass, my wife's going to kill me. So follow me and we'll open it up. Okay, here's the box. This is the Vsysto. The series I got was the F4.5X. That's the one I got. It comes with the manual. It explains itself, what you need to do, warranty. This is the host, which is the screen. This here has here on the side where you put the SD card. This one came with one that's 64, but doesn't hold that much. But at least they put it in there so I can play with it. Here's your connectors. You got 4 of them. One for your GPS, one for the power. These 2 are for your cameras. This one says front, so you just got to remember, whatever camera you put in front of your bike, you have to connect it to this one. And if not, there is a reason, because I'll go in detail of that later. So we'll put this aside. Let's put this here. Okay, now we got the, these are the damping brackets, not dampening, like David and Canning Chaser said, made a video. This is the damping bracket. These are your cameras. They come with a cover so it won't get scratched while in shipping. You could keep them off normally. If you want to put them on, it's up to you. This also has a damping bushing where your damping bracket will wrap around, help from vibration. So you get 2 of them, and it doesn't matter which one you use up front. You just got to choose which one you're using. But you must pay attention to this, that the arrow is on the upside. If you turn it sideways, it will record sideways. You have it upside down, you have it upside down. So if you have it in the wrong position, that's the position it's going to record, and you can't spin that around. Only by having these up. So if the damping brackets are up here, make sure that's up. If the damping brackets down here, make sure that's up, or sideways, make sure that's up. I hope I made that self-explanatory. Also, they have extra wire, and these are good wires. When you connect these, just remember they have a plastic tip sticking down. There's a groove. Get the wrong side of it. Here's one with a slit right in there. I hope I'm probably not in the picture. I'm hoping right there you see that. There's a slit right there. Don't stick it in and spin it around. You're going to break those. There's only fit one way. Once you put that in, just tighten these guys real nice and tight, and you're set. You know, if you don't need this extra tail, then don't use it. You know, you will find out what works for you. You just play with it. So we'll go from there. Deal with that later. Here's the extra one to that. This is your GPS. The GPS is here. What they recommend that the GPS letters pointing up. They all have a sticky. You got to stick it somewhere. You could, like I said, you could use tape to tape it everywhere where you think it will work. Once you're near the end, and then take the tape off and peel and stick to make it a whole lot easier. So the GPS lettering you see there has to be on up, not this way, upside down, that way. Also, they recommend not to put underneath the seat, because the seat metal or the cushion may interfere with the signal. It may not, but they're saying they're not responsible if you put it on there and you have an interference. So you could put this somewhere in the front of the bike near the fork area, maybe not on the fork, but on the main frame. Make sure this is up. This is goes to the power source. And the power source, this is the tail of the power source. This is the smart. This you connect it direct to the battery. There's a light that will come on. Have everything set. Hook this to the battery first when you're on your final stage, and then grab this. Look for the slit right there. I gotta bring the slit right there and put that right in there. It does snap on. You gotta pull it off. That's what this for. This will recognize when you start the engine, the voltage change, so it turns on the camera. Once you shut the motorcycle off, 5 minutes, the camera will go off. If you have it on a sensor, so if somebody knocks it over, the device will come on. You have a choice to set that up like that. So that's what this for. Here's your bracket to put it on your handlebars. If you want this attached, there's a screw on there. Attach it there. Also, this one has a shade, comes with a shade. I may not keep it there. I may just use it for a bit, but I don't need something to distract me. So I might not do without. So this, if you're not going to use it, this is a wonderful and heavy duty GoPro stand. So move this out of the way. Here's an extra cable for your wire controller. The wire controller is so I can take snapshot pictures. If I need to record right now, it should be recording, but something that you want to click it and make sure that don't get erased. If it overlaps, that will not get erased. Also, it changes the screen where you could see how much voltage. This has also something where you could go on a track and race and you time yourself. Has different features. Some of those features I probably will not use. This is the bottom of the handlebar bracket, and it comes with a wrench. It's a heavy duty. It's a good one. Good GoPro thing. Better than GoPros, regular ones. This is just extra. Also come with zip tied. Also, this is temporary. I want to let you know. I wish they had a paper this size in orange and say warning. You know, this was warranty, but it says warning. Do not use a charger that's more than 5 volts. Do not hook it up to a supercharger. It can burn the system up. You don't do that. You could connect it just to hook all the wires just to see it's working. Then you're on a bike, if you have a USB port, you hook this up and you could test it there and just lay it out, make sure everything's working. The camera, you could play with it before you zip tie everything, and then something don't work and then you got to take the gas tank off or whatever. You have to take everything apart. That's the purpose of this. This is a temporary thing. Once you have attached in your bike, that's gone. See you. But remember, do not use something higher volt. Now, could you run that with this and just always have that? No, because the system will not work properly. The GPS will not work properly. It has to have their power box. That's important. So I'm just letting you know. And there's some that will come with a yellow wire. It's called an ACC cord. And that one you hook up to a power source that comes on when you turn on the key, and it will turn on the system. This is the smart. So this one will recognize voltage from the generator part that generates the battery. Then it will come on and the blue light will change and let you know that's happening. So this is it. Let's get moving on. Let's put it together and we'll go from there. Okay guys, we're gonna hook up the wires so we could follow suit what's going on here. This is I took some of the extra wires out. This is your remote cable. This one goes here. Remember, you gotta make sure there's a slit there, and there's a piece of slit on that side where it snaps in. You just push it in there. This ain't tightening. That means you have to don't have it right. Push it in further, so you won't have a problem. Camera, like I said, you hook this up. You just got to make a decision when wherever you use up front. That's what's going. You have to put on the front of the camera. And I will go in like this. So on the next one, the next camera goes on there. Remember, like I always tell everything I do not force anything. If you force it, that means something's not right. Okay, this is your GPS. The GPS gets connected to this wire. This is your power source wire. So we're just going to connect it. You don't have to do it at this moment. We were just testing it. So we grab this, but I'm just doing it for film's sake, so you'll see how it's done. Take it, snap. Okay, now we're going to grab this wire. Make sure everything's hooked up first before you hook it to any power source. So we hook up here, and we're practically done there. So the GPS is this. Move this out of the way. Oops. And remember, when you put it on there, GPS has to be up this way, the lettering. Camera also, you gotta make sure the arrow's up. Now I'm going to use, so let's get this. This is my power source that I could use. It's safe. I've used it. I'm going to turn it on. Stick it in. And so the screen has, so it started up. It's automatic starting to record. Like I said, there's the camera. And I don't know if you can see that. See if you can bring that in closer. But if I have it sideways, this is what happens. You're going to stay that position and record that position. You got to make sure this is up. Same thing with this one. Got to make sure it's up. Now it's recording. This is your light showing it's recording, and the manual will explain it, what each is, or which one does. And there you are, she is working. No problem with the screen. If you can hook it to a higher voltage thing, this is going to blink and does act kind of funny, and then you might fry it. So don't hook that to that. Make sure it's 5 volts. Okay, let's go on. Let's take this outside. Okay, guys, here we are. What we're going to do, I'm going to mock wire it, run it through the system. I decided to run my monitor right here, put it in here instead of up here because I have no more room up here. And it'll be too cluttered. I don't need it to distract me. Some people like to have it, that's fine. But I'm going to put it in here because I have a key. And I can open that whenever I need it. You need to get to the SIMs cards or whatever I have to do, I could go in there. So that's where the route I'm going to go. You could choose any way you want to hook this up. They give you enough cable. Now the camera cable is about 32 inches, and the extended cords are about 6 feet, so you have plenty of that. So I'm just working it. I'm going to run mine up through here and put the camera on this place right here, because this is where my seat is. That's the only best option I've seen, so I won't have interference. And then I'm also going to run the camera over here. I don't know if you can see that, but underneath here. But I will show you. So I'm just going to go through it real quick. I am not going to go explaining. And where I do my keys on the other side. So let me show you. On the Suzuki Boulevard, we have, this is where they keep the tools that comes with the motorcycle. I'm gonna open this up, and I'm gonna drill a hole here in the back so I could run the wire and put, this is where my extra bulbs are, but I might have to move that and put the screen in here. This way it's fine. The system is waterproof. The lens, everything is waterproof. So I really don't, you know, I'm just putting here just to get it out of the way, and I can lock it and nobody can steal it, because I don't want to leave it behind, you know. So I'm just going to stick it in there. I use Detect for my navigation and all that stuff. So I'm fine with what I'm using it for. So let's follow me and then show you how I'm going to do all this. Okay guys, here we are. I connected the battery tail to the battery. I loosened up enough to slide it underneath because it's a fork. So we just slide it in there. I did not hook it up to this system yet. So that's what you got to do first before you hook up. And what I'm going to do is bring this over gently. This has a motion sensor too, and if I keep moving it, so push it in. Right now there's nothing going on there. Okay, I'm gonna put the key in, turn it on. So far that blue light don't come on, everything is off. I just gotta crank it. There's a screen. So it started recording. Now it's picking up the blue light there, flashing. It's picking up the alternate coming here. Voltage from the motorcycle. The screen went out, but still doing its countdown. Remember, it's 5 minutes after it goes off. Okay, now you notice that the light went off there, the light went off there, and did a clink, and it said goodbye. So it is working like it's supposed to. Now we just got to figure out where we're going to put it on this bike, what works better on this bike. Every motorcycle is going to be different, so you got to find what it does. I'm going to work on mine, and then I'll let you know where I put it, and then we'll go from there. All right, follow me. Okay, you guys, here we are, and this is where I placed it. I placed it right here. What I did, I bought this ruler at Harbor Freight for $8 or $9. It was less expensive than Home Depot or Lowe's. So I cut this to fit there. I have one on top, one on the bottom, and I sandwich it on there. Originally, I did mention that I was going to put it lower, but I had to change that for reasons that I was running into. I just also let you know that I put I don't know if you can see that where it's blurred or not, rubber bush in there, a rubber pad on up and bottom. I put 4 screws, I clamped it, and then I drilled through both of them so the holes will line up. I got the nuts with the plastic, I forget what you call that, but it's like a lock bar, so lock in place. And also I used the sticky to make sure it's supported there. I didn't have to do that, but hey, I had it, why not use it? And I used the zip ties to hold this wire, and it's coming through there. Originally, you notice I was mentioning I was going to put it right there, right above on my brake light, but the problem I was having there, that it looked tunnel vision. It was like going, I had a roof, you couldn't see the sky well. It just made it, the view was terrible. I didn't like it. So I ended up then next put it down here on this, my license plate light. The problem I had there, that this plastic was vibrating too much. It had too much, which I don't know if you can see there, but it is moving. So when we hit bumps, it was so blurry, and I didn't like that. So ended up putting here. Now I could put something on there, don't have a problem. So that was easy for me there. I did keep the front. I left it where originally planned to. That's the only best place. I didn't want to put it on top of here. That would look wacky. If I put it on top of the light right here, that would have looked kind of wacky, but this also has vibration, so I didn't want to do that. The only thing I had to do here was this plastic here had 2 pins shooting in, 2 bushings, and a screw that's holding underneath. So I end up putting one of those rubber pads down here, holding this from moving, because it did have movement. So it was shaking the camera, but it's working better now. The only difference I realized that I have to rebuild my forks. I'm getting rebound on this, and I went to Yamaha Champ School in South Carolina and Champ U Street, and I started realizing when we were doing the brake test and when I was releasing my brake, it kept on bouncing back. They kept on saying, hey, you're releasing it too fast. And really what I realized was once I was releasing, the spring just shot it up. So I know I have to work on that. So let's go for a ride and see what the videos look like and go from there. Follow me. So here's the front view, and again, forgive the bouncing up front, that is my struts, not the camera. So here's the rear view of it. Here we're going down this road and you're going to see it. It's pretty clear. I like the sharpness of it for 1080p. The colors are great. I don't see a problem. The neat thing is when you take a turn and lean, the camera leans with it, so you got a better view on that. I do like that. Like the GoPro, the battery lasts so long, and then it stops recording, and I'm going down the road with no recording. If something happens, I miss it. Now here's the back view, and you can see here's a steady, it's not bouncy because my shocks are better in the rear. So I do like this. Like I said, you could use it in court or use it with my editing, but it's a sharp view, and I do like that. I think it's a great investment that I did here, and I think everybody should get one because it's safe. You got it recording, if anything happens. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Here's a night riding here. I didn't do the rear on purpose for time's sake, but that ring you see there is because I have lights on the side and that's reflecting off the lens. But look how clear it is even at nighttime. It's pretty sharp. I do like it, how it's doing. So it's a good thing to have, and again, I'm not getting sponsored, but somebody should always have something like this for protection. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe, help me out here, with your likes and subscription so you can see the next video that I have. And like I said, this is pretty good, so I like this. So follow me, and we'll go on here because this is it right here. Okay, guys, I gotta go because I gotta go for my ride.